Well, Matt, we're into the last almost 24 hours of the transfer window. We've got a pretty good squad here at the moment. I know you're keen to try and add to that, but you'd be happy with what you've got if that addition doesn't come.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to get that extra one over that we've mentioned previously. If that doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. It's probably right in mentioning that. I feel very happy with the squad as it is currently anyway. We've got a couple of bodies that are on the way back from injury, so they come into the thinking too in these kind of last couple of days. If the ones that we've gone after don't quite drop, which has been a little bit frustrating in the way that has developed, but may or may not happen. I'm not just going to sign somebody for signing's sake, so that's the most important thing. If I bring somebody in, it'll be because I think that they're the right ones to come in. But if that doesn't happen, then very happy with the squad as it is. Very happy with the options I've got available. And as I say, we've got a couple of bodies that are on the way back, which won't be a million miles away. So plenty of cause for optimism.
Have you found the transfer window? Is it the first time in charge as a head coach? Has it been a hectic one for you? Because I know everything was done pretty early on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd say it was. From the moment I got the job, for the first 2 months, that was, or 6 weeks, whatever it was, there was a lot going on then. Obviously, as we were aware, it took a little bit of time to get them first couple over that we wanted to get done, and then, the hard work that we put in then started to come to fruition as the ones started to fall, as the deals started to come home, sorry. So, it's been really, really happy with how we've gone about it. As I say, I don't want to rush into anything at the last minute that I've not been trying to pursue throughout the window, and probably the last 4 weeks have been trying to get that last body in that I've been trying. But as I say, I'm not just going to go and rush on something that I don't think is the right one to do. So, but overall, as the window's gone, I've been really pleased with it. We've gone about it with a plan in mind, and we've stuck to that, and we've tried not to deviate from our plan throughout it all. So it's been hectic in waves, but for sure it was good to get a hell of a lot of them done at the start of it.
How important is it for you as a head coach and coaching staff to do your proper due diligence on a player? Because you've spoken about getting the right characters into the group and the right person into the group. How important is that as well?
If you look at the different kind of factors that go into a transfer, that's one of the high priorities with it. And for me, that's going and speaking to the player, going and speaking to as many people as I know that know them, have played with them, have coached them, whatever, the different angles that people come from on players. So loads of different bits like that, because they have to be the right person. The dressing room is the heartbeat of the football club. From down here, and when we're at the stadium, and it has to function in that way. The moment you start getting cracks in there, that's the ones I've played in, they're the most difficult ones and the least successful ones. So I put a lot of time and effort in getting people into the building that I think reflects the way that I want the football club to be, the way that I want to see football played. So in the list of priorities, that's right up there.
On to this week now. What's it been like having a full week on the training pitch, something we've not really been used to but can now get used to in September?
Yeah, it's mental really how it plays out. I don't know why it can't be kind of staggered a little bit when you go into a September like this, but it's been relentless. The last month has been absolutely relentless, and having the breather this week has kind of highlighted how during that time it's so difficult to get work into them, so difficult in terms of tactical stuff and game plans for the upcoming games. So difficult when you're analysing the game previously, you're looking ahead to the next game, you're kind of looking at who can do what, because you don't want to you can't afford to kind of flog them for that first few weeks and then lose them for the rest of the season, because as we're all aware, they're coming off the back of a pre-season, but you say it throughout all of pre-season because it's relevant. It's not the same as the real stuff, and then when the real stuff comes along and it means the world to win and games and win points and the kind of emotion that goes into those games that you can't quantify in pre-season games, you have to manage the bodies accordingly. So that's been great this week for me, having them out there with me, with the coaching staff, kind of trying to work on a few things that we've spoken about in the previous games, and being able to highlight them work on them and kind of show them in terms of all the different ways we can analyse games now. It's been great to have that extra bit of contact time with them.
Into this weekend's game against Colchester, they would have been a little bit frustrated prior to last weekend's game, but a brilliant win against an informed Gillingham side, so they'll come into this one with confidence, but we've got confidence from the last couple of performances at home as well, haven't we?
Frustration to elation, that's football, isn't it, in a nutshell. They obviously have got some great players. They've got some really good players for the level. They have recruited well. I think they'll probably try and recruit strong in the last couple of days of this window as well. And they've got a manager who very experienced for the division, knows the division well, and he'll be looking to put his stamp on the team, which he's been able to do. And it's another tough game for us, really tough, but one we're extremely looking forward to. We'll go into it, as you said, with the confidence of that resilience that we showed last week, the confidence of being together this week, and the kind of motivation just to be desperate to win the next game. It'll be tough. Of course, it will. There'll be tough moments. It won't all go our way, as no game of football ever does. But we'll give it absolutely everything to win the football match.
On a final note, you mentioned the bodies coming back right at the start. How are the likes of Rolling and Jack getting on as the long-term ones? And then you've got the likes of Priestley and Tom, who we saw come back last week as well.
Yeah, it's great to see Tom. The game plus the week will have done Tom the world of good. As we saw, he was absolutely shattered towards the end of the game of his time that he played. I think 65 something minutes like that. Again, you can't quantify that emotional toll that it takes on your body. So great to have him for another week with me. Priestley's not far away for sure, and we'll look forward to when he is back. And we've missed him. He's been a big miss, a good player for us. So we look forward to when he does get back in. Rollins not far away. Probably another month's worth of work, maybe 6 weeks worth of work. He had a horrendous injury, Rollin did, and he's working really, really hard to get himself in the condition he needs to play week in, week out, and he's not quite there yet. As I say, he's probably another 4 to 6 weeks away from being in the plans of that, and then we need to get him some games along that route as well. So, but he's working really hard to put himself in that place, and Jack's still coming along with his rehab. He's not there yet. He's not training with me or anything like that. But again, he was out on the grass today with the physios, working hard at his recovery, and he's one that when he does come back in, we all look forward to seeing him again. That was a shocking, horrible injury that he took, that he had, and we look forward to welcoming him back on the team when he does.